NBA basketball. So yesterday we had a few games that were on yesterday. We're only going to cover three of those like we normally do. And the first one we're going to cover today, Miami Heat against the Brooklyn Nets. So look, I watched this game from all three of these games I'm about to go over. I watched these games from start to finish. Now look at this. The Nets look really bad, man. They look really, really bad. They look really bad. I mean, they getting out rebounded every single game they play. Yesterday they got out rebounded about 20, 62 to 42. Jimmy Butler had 14 rebounds himself. KD and James Harden were the leading rebounders on their team, which is unacceptable. Blake Griffin had 4 rebounds. Millsap had 4 rebounds. LaMarcus Aldridge had 3 rebounds. So all of their big men, none of them had 5 rebounds. So they look terrible. Their defense rotation looked terrible. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking like, is Steve Nash a problem? Is to come look at this and it looks like, because when teams get together, right, when you have a team that looks different from the team you expected to have, that's when coaching comes into play with adjustments and things like that. And so far, even last year in the playoffs, I questioned Steve Noah's coaching ability. I mean, they don't look smooth at all. It looks like they're trying hard for every single shot. And when you look at that, that has a lot to do with coaching. And on the defensive end, teams are getting easy shots. Now, Miami Heat could have won this game by 30, right? They could have won by 30, but they were missing a bunch of easy shots. The defensive rotation is terrible with the Nets. They're just bad. It is bad. So James Harden, his issue is he's too focused on getting the foul call. I mean, every time he went to the basket, he was doing this. Every single time, he'll put his arm under yours and he'll do some crazy stuff because he's so used to drawing on foul. He's still in the habit of doing that. So I think it's going to take him a while. It's going to take him some games to get out of the habit. Now, James Harden's still a great player. I heard other analysts say he won't be the same. That's crazy. I mean, James Harden is still elite. He's just in the habit of getting these calls. So he's still like they had about at least five plays that went to waste because James Harden is looking for the foul. And then guess what happened? Because and KD was complaining about the calls too. And because they're looking for the foul, Miami was in the first quarter, they were leaking players out, getting easy buckets. So when you look at this game, Miami actually played well. They did miss a lot of easy shots, but they played well, and it was still a close game. That just tells you the power the Nets have once everything clicks. But they do need Kyrie, I believe, right? So now, Miami, right? Miami. So the first one to our KD. It's the last one to KD. Here's the difference between KD and LeBron 3-4 years ago. KD, he's too reliant on his jump shot. So when his jump shot is off, he's not going to take the game over. LeBron, on the other hand, he can take the game over by going to the basket. KD can too, but he just doesn't do that. Yesterday I was begging like, KD, take over the game. Take over. That game was for the taking. And because they couldn't get no movement on offense, they couldn't get into no rhythm on the offensive end. They did have a stretch in the third quarter, I believe, when they got into some rhythm. But other than that, they couldn't get into no offensive rhythm. So that game is for KD to take over, and he did not. So LeBron, on the other hand, 3-4 years ago, LeBron could have took over the game going to the basket, right? So that's the level KD has to get to. Like, in any given moment, he should be able to take over the game, and he doesn't do that. At times, I feel as though he let the game go by, and then he settled for the next game. All right, so that's my take on that. So the next game we want to talk about, we got to talk about these guys. We got to talk about my Kings. I'm letting you know right now. If you're going to watch this show, of course, I'm going to talk about the Lakers. I'm going to talk about the Nets, right? I want to talk about these big stars, big teams, but I'm going to throw my Kings in there too. So by the time the season is over, y'all will be aware of who my Kings are because y'all don't watch us. I get it. They're in California. They play late, and it's the Kings. I get it. But things are different this year, I'm telling you. So look, I'm so proud of my Kings, y'all. That was a good game. You know why it was a good game? Because here's the thing with the Kings. last year, terrible on defense, one of the worst defensive teams in the league. Also, we give up big leads. We get a big lead and we give it up and we lose it in the game. That happened to us. When I say twice, against Jazz, they never had like a big lead, but we had a lead against. Think about our first 4 games. We played Portland, playoff team, Utah, playoff team, Warriors. We know they will be a playoff team, and the Suns. They just went to the Western Conference Finals. Tough 4 games of the season. But listen, y'all, I'm so proud of the Kings. So look, now they were down by 61. They were down 61-53 at halftime. And I'm like, man, DeAndre Ayton getting all these rebounds. Chris Paul was off yesterday. That's one thing I could say. He was off. He was missing all that easy 2-point mid-range jump shots he normally make. They were playing good defense on Donovan, on Devin Booker, right? But Mitchell did a good job on Chris Paul also. So look, down 61-53 at halftime. I look up, it's 8:54 left in the game. 4th quarter, we up 92-82. Put the clamps on them. All right. Held on to 22 points in 15 minutes. I'm telling y'all, this year the defense looked much better, and a lot of it has to do with Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell's presence, right, is helping the defensive end. And Tristan Thompson. Now, like I said in the last video, Tristan Thompson does not play, and I'm happy because he's not good no more. Not no more. He never was real. Once LeBron rolled out, he was like a no-show. But he has a defensive mindset, so he's bringing that to the team with Davion Mitchell being Defensive Player of the Year last year in college. So Davion Mitchell did a great job on Chris Paul. They kept trying to get Devin Booker the ball with Davion Mitchell undersized. I think he had he scored 2 buckets on Davion Mitchell, but that was it. So look, Buddy Hield was on fire yesterday. He could not miss from 3. He was 7-11 from 3, 7-11 open 24 hours, and he had 26 points. Now, if the Kings enter the playoffs, not in the play-in, but make the playoffs, Buddy Hield has a great opportunity to win 6th Man of the Year. I'm telling y'all. So let's keep an eye on that, all right? So Fox, he had another bad game, another off game. When I say bad, another off game. He was 7 for 20 from the field, 1 from 5 from the 3, 3 from 7 from the free throw line. His shooting starting the season off is not good, but he did have 9 assists and only had 2 turnovers. So I'm not worried. I know Fox is going to pick it up. And this is why I'm excited about the Kings. Our first 4 games, I told y'all, we played Portland, we played the Warriors, Utah, and now the Suns. Fox had an off game each and last one of them games, and we were in all of those. We could have won all those games. All right, we were in all those games, but we're 2-2 with Fox playing like this. When Fox pick up the pace on the offensive end, we're going to be a way much better team. So I'm much excited about that. Now, one thing I was excited about the game against the Suns, the rebound. DeAndre Ayton had 21 rebounds, 14 offensive rebounds. I feel like every time I looked up, he was getting an offensive rebound. So we got to fix that problem because those are a lot of second chance points. You work hard on the defensive end, you finally get a miss, and they get an offensive rebound, and you got to go back to your defensive set again. That could be frustrating. So that's one thing the Kings have to fix up. If they fix up the offensive rebound in this game, this could have been a wide margin victory. But instead, the Suns made it close because of the rebounding. All right, so last game, Lakers versus Thunder. Man, this game was so like a seesaw. All right. So look, in the beginning of the game, I totally forgot the game was on. I was like, I had one of my friends text me, "Hey, the Lakers looking good right now, blah blah," and I'm watching the Nets looking crazy against the Miami Heat. And so I turned the game on. The Lakers up by like 15 or 8. I think they're about 20. I'm like, gosh. All right. So then at the end of the first quarter, the score was 41. They get it up by 20 because it was towards the end of the first quarter. In the first quarter, it was 41-19. I look at the stat sheet. Westbrook had 5 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. I'm like, oh yeah, he's definitely getting a triple double today. And then I look up, Carmelo get an alley-oop. Where's the alley-oop to Carmelo? And they up 49-24. All right, and I'm like, it's over. The game is over. All right, I think it was 49-24, 49-23 or 49-24. One of those. I'm like, the game is over after that. And that's the, At the end of the third quarter, the Lakers scored 31 points. Second quarter, they scored 23 points. The second quarter, they scored 31 points. Third quarter, they scored 23 points. In the fourth quarter, they scored 20 points. Clamp, put the clamps on them. So look, Westbrook had a great first half. But the second half, he was terrible. All right? He finished the game with 20 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists. I get all that. First triple-double. You know, everybody excited. He had a triple-double, but guess what? He had 10 turnovers. He had 10 turnovers. He was 2 from 8 from 3. Why are you shooting 8 threes, Westbrook? He was shooting 57% within the three-point line. 2 from 8 from 3. Come on, man. Go to the basket. That's where you're best at. Go to the basket. And so look, Russell Westbrook, my problem is AD once again. AD in the fourth quarter, I'm just screaming at my TV, get the ball. Get the ball, AD. Why is Westbrook taking more field goals, have more field goal attempts than AD in the fourth quarter? Why? Why is that? And in the fourth quarter, out of those 10 turnovers, 4 of those turnovers came in the fourth quarter of Westbrook. And 2 of those turnovers came on the inbound pass. I'm like, what are you doing? And then at the end of the game, Westbrook get attacked. Now, look, this is my feedback on that. All right, listen. If you up by 20, if your opponent's up by 20 and there's 2 seconds left and they want to dunk the ball, don't get mad. Get mad at yourself for being in that situation. I can't stand it. Say it's an unwritten rule. An unwritten rule. So you're trying to tell me if I'm up by 20, I can't dunk with 2 seconds left. But if you're down by 20, you could dunk with 2 seconds left. That makes no sense to me. And until the clock turns 0, I have every obligation to score the basketball. And if you don't like it, do better next time we play. Don't get mad. You put yourself in a situation to be down. Now, Lakers went down by 20, but this is an example. You put yourself in a situation to be down that much. Why are you upset at me for dunking the ball? Y'all, you were doing all that chirping during the game. You doing all that chirping, all that talking, all that celebrating. When you get a nice assist, when somebody dunk, y'all celebrating. But then when I get a dunk with 2 seconds left, you want to get upset. Grow up. That's all I gotta say. Grow up. Do better next time. You will play OKC, I think, 3 more times this year. Do better next time. But Russ, man, listen, man, you're like night and day. You go into the game today. You play like a superhero, then you go in the booth, put your mask on, you become this villain. Like, dude, come on. Westbrook, if you just stay away from the three-point line, I mean, you can take 2 or 3 a game, I get that, but taking 8 threes, come on. And then the fourth quarter, I think you took 3 threes in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken. So, dude, just go to the basket, dish it out. Now, I don't know how this is going to work once LeBron comes back, because Russell Westbrook's usage rate when LeBron is out is ridiculous. It's far the highest, right? Not just on his team, everybody on the court. So when LeBron comes back, we got to see how that will work with them working out. Now, the last game, like, hey, LeBron, he probably have a soreness in his ankle, but he probably set out because he need to get Westbrook groove back. He got his groove back now. All right, LeBron, now it's time to come back and get this chemistry back on point. So that's it, man. Those are my takes in those 3 games. And now guess what? I'll see y'all next episode. All right. Thank you guys for staying to the end of the video. Now, before you leave, this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to like this video if you haven't done it yet. I want you to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done it yet. Share this video with someone you know that will be interested in listening to what we talked about today. And last but not least, hit the notification bell so you can make sure every time we upload a video, you'll be notified on YouTube. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next episode.